So for me, Will Ospreay is the best pro wrestler in the world. On the men's side, women's side it'd be Suri. Um, that match log is nasty. She brought it to stardom, brought it to brought it to the icon, so she can go out there and lay down for the icon. And that was awesome. And I think that like those are the two people that I'm going to think most of this year as far as how they killed it. And then you fill in people from there. I think of people like Mayu Iwatani. I think of people like people like Danielson, like Swerve, of course, Hangman Page, and yeah, that's kind of where I go from there. Like everything else, like this year's been a really weird year for me, where it's like it used to be where like a 4-star match, I could feel like lost in a match, right? This year, it takes like a 4.5-star match to get me to like just lose myself in a match. Now I'm that far desensitized and seen so much awesome stuff, right? So that's kind of where I am now. And I don't want to, and I'm not going to become the Russian judge that goes out here and the grumpy cage match wrestler fan that goes out here and gives 4.5-star matches 5s because I didn't completely get immersed fully in it like I used to. That's fine. Like I know what other people think of the match. I'm looking at the match. I know what it is. I see all the awesomeness. It just doesn't like make me make me lose my mind anymore right this point right now. Like I'm just because I'm not as emotionally invested in the pro wrestling right now because there's no storyline that ultimately like really captivates me in that way right now, and hasn't for a little bit. So I'm kind of detached emotionally. So like if I got some of that more, I'll be more in. But right now I feel like storyline wise, while I see stuff that I like, see stuff I enjoy, I'm not like emotionally invested in any particular wrestler or their journey right now.
I would say for me, I think the guy that shined at the top, the brightest, was Swerve. Those 3 back-to-back main events, and seeing him win the title in person. When I think about 2024, I'm thinking about Swerve and his rise, and then just peaking, kind of as a real superstar, not a superstar in the sense of a WWE wrestler, like a guy that I feel like, yeah, man, like you got to bring this guy up when we're talking about the best, when we're talking about guy that did it his own way, that navigated. Just think about the political minefield of AEW.
Yeah,
He found a way to get through it. I would say on the women's side,
because he's done so many favors to get to this point.
I
Like in a way, it's almost like how The Rock got up there at first. Was like he did business with so many people that like now it's his turn and there can't nobody be like he ain't doing nobody no favors. Bullshit.
yeah, yeah. I thought he grew as a promo. I thought he grew like in the
Yeah.
role as a champion, where by the time it came off him, a lot of people were, upset that it came off of him, and like, damn, why did we have to cut that off? So like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know,
He's one of those cases I feel like the character was so strong that the promos caught up to the character. And that's very rare in pro wrestling, where normally the promos give you the character, whereas like in this point, the character, the journey was higher than the promos. Not saying the promos were bad, but like I think he's one of the best characters. I think he's one of the best, more nuanced characters I've ever seen in pro wrestling. I don't think he's one of the best promos I've ever heard. I think I think at this point now he's a dependable. If you need him to have a great promo, he will. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You need the money promo who does that. But he's not the Kingston, Moxley, on his shit MJF, on his shit CM Punk either. You know what I'm saying? Like he's growing into it, and I think that's really impressive to see, as because this all seems like very what's the word? Organic.
mm-hmm.
Even though obviously people are getting pushed, but I'm saying like it feels organic just watching like the way he's been able to grow.
I would probably say on the women's side for me, it's got to be Willow Nightingale. I feel like she's just been somebody that's been so over throughout the year and been more over than people anticipate. Shows up in all the big matches. It represented her company internationally, in Japan, in Mexico, in America. having show-stealing matches with the likes of Chris Statlander and her whole feud with Mercedes is just, I think, a generational kind of thing.